Okay, so there's a couple things in this world that I would like to believe in, right? I would like to believe in Bigfoot. I know it doesn't exist. I know he doesn't exist, but as an Oregon kid born and raised in the Northwest, you grow up hearing these legends, hearing these stories, hearing these tales. In fact, even right now, Oregon uses Bigfoot in an ass ton of marketing, but I still would love to think that one day you find something. It's cool. It's a fun thing to talk about, even though, deep down it's not real. The Yeti, that's not real. Sasquatch, Chupacabra, Loch Ness, you know what I mean? Like, it's not real stuff. But anyway, there are a lot of people out there that really do believe in Bigfoot. There's a lot of people out there that really, really, really believe in Bigfoot, especially in the Northwest, and they bank their entire lives on the pursuit and study of Bigfoot, right? We all have seen those shows, or that show Finding Bigfoot. There's all these things. So the question then becomes, why am I talking about Bigfoot now? What has happened with Bigfoot to bring him back into the news? Well, it's not that there was a discovery. It's that there was finally some kind of acknowledgement that the federal government had looked into a potential Bigfoot find. And this is true. It's coming from Yahoo News. It says the truth is out there. The FBI releases its file on Bigfoot. And I just love that image there. I've always enjoyed that film. I remember watching that in school as a kid and like going, oh, that was in the Northwest. Oh my God. Maybe we could find him. And it's, whatever. I'm a fanboy. Anyway. So the Federal Bureau of Investigation on Wednesday released a correspondence file containing the results of tests it performed on tissue sample alleged to be from Bigfoot, a purported human-like creature that was sporadically reported to be roaming the wilderness in the Pacific Northwest. It's been more than sporadically, to be fair, over the years, especially considering the fact that this particular thing came from 1975 is when this tissue sample was sent in. Now, the 22-page file made public following a Freedom of Information Act request showed that the FBI agreed to test hair sample attached to a tiny piece of skin obtained and submitted by the Oregon-based Bigfoot Information Center. Again, my home state. It's always wild, right? You come for the Bigfoot. You stay for the craziness in downtown Portland. Anyway, the letters show that the group sent the sample after a 1975 report in the Washington Environmental Atlas referred to tests by the FBI laboratory in connection with the Bigfoot phenomenon. So they clearly wanted to see if they had something that could be tested, and the FBI had already talked about testing it, or at least had done some tests in connection with the Bigfoot phenomenon. But goes on to say here, and this is from the group, they said, will you kindly, to set the record straight, once and for all inform us if the FBI has examined hair which might be that of Bigfoot, when this took place, if it did take place, what the results of the analysis were. It's coming from Peter Byrne, the director of the Bigfoot Information Center, who wrote in a letter, please understand that our research here is serious. And the FBI said it had no records of conducting such tests. However, look, I understand wanting Bigfoot to be real. I understand that there have been sightings over the decades. I understand that it's a phenomenon. I understand a lot to do with it. And I love hearing a new Bigfoot sighting. I love the stories that come with it. I think they're fun. But just that line here, please understand that our research is serious. And this is literally the first thing that popped into my head. It's just the first thing that popped into my head. Al Gore, come on, you guys, we're super ethereal, hunting Bigfoot. It's just, that's what it feels like to me. That's what it feels like. It's just, and if you are a pro Bigfoot person, I'm not mocking your desire to want the big guy to exist. I mean, I love the story of Peter Mayhew dressed as Chewbacca while shooting Return of the Jedi in the Redwood Forest, having to wear an orange vest and be escorted around because people were afraid that he might be shot for looking like Bigfoot, back in the early 1980s. Like, there is a lot there, and I've always enjoyed it. But to sit there and say that our research is serious, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess who am I to mock them? And it's just a little bit of friendly ribbing, right? Anyway, so the FBI did send another letter to Byrne, and this was dated December 15th, 1976, Jay Cochran Jr., the assistant director of the FBI's Scientific and Technical Services Division, told him to send the sample to an FBI laboratory in Washington, saying that the FBI laboratory conducts examinations primarily of physical evidence for law enforcement agencies in connection with criminal investigations. Occasionally, on a case-by-case basis, in the interest of research and scientific inquiry, we make exceptions to this general policy. With this understanding, we will examine the hairs and tissues you mentioned in your letter. Then they wrote back, they reported this, but I guess they've never sent it off, I guess, because it had to be a Freedom of Information Act thing. They said the hairs are from deer family origin. So that's it. That's it. That's where it's at with Bigfoot. That's where it's at. Is Bigfoot, the FBI investigated Bigfoot based upon samples that were sent from the Bigfoot Institute in Oregon. And they came back and they said, sorry guys, it's not Bigfoot, it's deer. But this was a 44-year-old or 43-year-old file that just never made its way out. And so, I give credit to the guys, to Peter Byrne and his organization, who do take their job seriously. And I know I'm making fun of them a little bit there. I give them credit for seeking it out and getting that information. To me, it's just fascinating that the FBI had this Bigfoot file for 43 years. And that, look, let's look at the amazing part of this though, right? So Cochran wrote in that email, 70s, whatever, wrote in that letter that there was, that they don't normally do this, that they examine tissue and samples predominantly for criminals, right? For criminal investigations. However, on a case-by-case basis, they will expand the parameters of what they do, and they chose to examine this Bigfoot potential sample, which tells me personally, that what they are, that someone there thought there was enough legitimacy in the claim to spend the tax dollars to do it, which again makes me really think the truth is out there. Dun, 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 dun. That's what I'm taking from that. But anyway, I hope to one day get some kind of significant evidence that proves that any of these things are real. Because it would just be cool, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It would just be cool if they were real. I mean, I know deep down they're not, but it would just be cool. And then, but in the meantime, you know what? If there's a sighting, I'm going to read about it. Same with UFOs, chupacabras, Loch Ness. I always read about those types of cryptozoology things because I find them to be fun. It's just escapism. But the people like Peter Byrne and his organization, it's serious. It's serious business. I guess I can't really fault them for that. At the end of the day, you can make a little bit of fun at it, but they take their work seriously. Super, super seriously. Anyway, your thoughts, your opinions, let me know down in the comments below. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day and peace out.